given what we've done to this beautiful earth, you know, I don't say we, but certain forces that be have poisoned the soil and the water and the air, which has been deleteriously affecting our health, more so in the generations that are younger. Where do you see this wisdom of Chinese medicine and this art of the Taoist herbalism and these tonic herbs coming into play, and how can they help my generation? You know, why should 20-year-olds and 15-year-olds and 30-year-olds be into this stuff? I know it can benefit everyone, but I want to piece this clip specifically to the younger generation.
Well, yeah, it's a matter of evolution and divine timing. When we're ready, when any species is ready for its messages, in order to see, life wants to live. Life intends to live. That's one of my sayings I like to say. Life intends to live. So.
Yes.
I don't believe that the master gardener who created this whole thing it will allow, you know, a couple of selfish people to ruin it all. I think that when the danger is there, it creates the solutions start to be revealed. It's based on the concept within dualism. We follow the concept of yin and yang. And even the Greek philosopher Plotinus said. That when you introduce one thing, or you immediately set its opposite into motion.
Yes.
Because there's always the yin and yang. So, okay, we see the anger, the fear on TV, right? But that also means we're going through an enlightenment. We have that choice, whether to be pulled into that anger, which drains our adrenals and debilitates our JING. When our JING is being drained out, we call that leaking our vitality. JING is your life force. JING is your inherited energy from your ancestors. When we look back at our ancestors, we see robust people. That's because they were there before all the pollutants and the pesticides and the plastics and the oil and the gasoline and all that, and the radio frequencies and all those things, and bad water and the chemicals. And so my father's generation were really robust men. And I was the first generation that experienced the junk food diet. But I had enough JING, we call prenatal JING, given to me by my ancestors. Well, I was able to handle it, I overcame it. I still have all my teeth. And I have, we just climbed up this mountain, and so I've inherited that JING from my ancestors. So I was able to handle that bad food because my ancestors gave me a strong foundation to deal with it. But then with each generation, we have a little bit of we eat away at it. And so now each generation, now we've got 4th generation junk food eaters out there. What happens to them is that in those 4 generations, the integrity of this energy we call JING gets leaked out and dissipated, so that you have a person who's very weak and vulnerable. There's not much adventure, creativity, very vulnerable to the elements. Under stress hits them very hard. And so their adventure has been robbed by self-serving capitalistic interests who just want things quick. And so what we need to do is give them back their adventure. If I feel like that doctor who gets on NPR and rants about the medical industry, I just feel my rant is young people having their adventure robbed from them by fast capitalists. We can give that back. My teacher, one of the first things he taught me in the beginning when I met him in 1998, he said, we can potentially restore what we call prenatal JING deficiency, which is when you're born with a deficient constitution because your parents were eating junk food and grandparents were eating junk food. So you look back at your ancestry and you can find the foundation of your actual health through seeing how they lived. Most of the people today have parents and grandparents who were eating foodless food. Now, when those young people, take the initiative and say, I've got to restore myself, the information is out there. We are bringing in a whole new library of information for you to help get you on that path of your own restoration to your full self-empowerment. And the ancient Chinese masters knew that this would be coming at this time. I'm sure that they had created this over thousands of years, and they probably foresaw the time when the human race would hit this point. And all of a sudden, this information is being revealed, like what Plotinus said. There's the danger. Here comes the solutions. We discover Shilajit. We discover Ayurveda. We discover Chinese tonic herbs. We discover superfoods, algae, bee pollen and chlorella as algae, and all those things. Those superfoods help, but